Hey internets, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and this is Upstairs, Downstairs. This is Chapter 4 of Book 1, The Joy of Extradimensional Spaces in Scribes and Scrolls, The Candlekeep Mysteries. Our new campaign happening every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on twitch.tv/Mini Terrain Domain. And in just a couple moments, we're going to get right into playing some Dungeons and Dragons. First off, I'm going to tell you a little bit about domain tomes. Those are those wonderful books you can see up above Jordan's head. In fact, thanks to RQ Stefan and Acersin for their resubscriptions, I'm going to magically make 2 more of those appear. Domain tomes are a way that you, the audience, can have an influence on our game simply by cheering 500 bits, tipping $5, subscribing, resubscribing, gifting subs. It's a new month, so if you didn't renew your sub, you can do that, and that'll earn domain tomes. The players can use their domain tomes for a single tome. Will give them advantage on a dice roll. 3 domain tomes will allow them to re-roll a roll of their own, and for 5 domain tomes, they can make me re-roll a d20 roll and take the new roll. That's how they work. So those are there. Be sure to take advantage of that if you want to help these players out along the way. Take a look down below Dwight in the lower left-hand corner, and you'll see a handful. You'll see actually 2, not a handful, just 2. 2 logos down there of our partners. First up is Talon and Claw. By typing !MTD Claw in the chat, you'll get a link to the Talon and Claw storefront where you can pick out whatever your favorite dice accessories, such as vaults, DM screens, rolling trays, there's coasters, there's even t-shirts and stuff on there now. Check it out, but before you check out, use code MTDClaw and get 10% off your purchase. Also is our good friend and a member, 1/4 of the International House of Minis crew on Thursdays over on Big Bearded Nerd, Keel, and his Run Right Play, which is just an incredible collaborative experience. And Keel just released the new zine, and both Dwight and I have minis that are and crafting that are featured, along with many other artists within that zine. You can type in !RWP, and that'll bring a link up to Keel's Patreon, where you can get subscribed, which will get you copies of that, digital copies of that zine. So be sure to check that out as well. Our usual partners with Jasper's Game Day, Initiative Coffee Company, and all those wonderful organizations are still available, and the tiles that you can click on are below the stream. A quick note about the stream quality. Whether by Twitch's issues or my own computer's issues, we are having a little bit of lag tonight, so you might experience some buffering. Please try to stick it out, but know that if things get too unwatchable, we will kill the stream, continue playing, and let you know when the VOD is available so that you can finish up the viewing on that. We hope it doesn't come to that, but we want you to know that is our plan. The last thing I want to mention real quick before we get into the game is one of the most important things that we talk about, and it is that you matter. Your presence on this earth makes a difference whether or not you believe it. We are big believers in destigmatizing conversations around mental health, and it is absolutely okay to talk about your mental health. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to not be okay. But you don't have to do so in silence. You don't have to try to do it on your own. There are people out there that are trained professionals that can and will help you if you just reach out. To make it a little bit easier for you, any time of day or night, whether we are streaming or not, you can come here to our chat. You can type !help, and you will see a URL that shows up that is findahelpline.com. It's that simple. Go in there, type in where you're from, city, state, province, country, whatever it may be, And there will be a list of mental health agencies and phone numbers, text numbers, depending on what it is you're going through. And you can simply click on that and get started to reach out to somebody. So please use those resources if you need them. With that, I think it's time to play some Dungeons and Dragons. So we have here an intrepid band of 5 adventurers that have been sort of thrown together when having just arrived at Candlekeep, the great library south of Baldur's Gate. They an important mage, or sage rather, went missing, and they were pulled in really quickly to go looking for him. Investigating the study where he was, they found the activation word for a portal gate opening to a permanent Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion. It's unusual for those to be permanent, and it was not known that one resided in this particular room until the mage Matreus apparently figured it out. Entering into the portal, the adventurers immediately found Matreus, who said, "Hey, I'm about to GTFO, but why don't you stick around, see what you can find, and I'll hook you up with some gold or notoriety, whatever it may be, after you've explored for a bit." And then he got out of there. Unfortunately, the portal closed immediately behind him, and the adventurers are now trapped inside this mansion. However, in a bold move of the adventurers to do a 3-way party split to divide and conquer, Mizya and Doc were exploring the study, and Mizya perused several tomes appearing to have been written by the owner and creator of this magnificent mansion themselves, Fistandia. Among the many things that Mizya learned about, most importantly, perhaps, was the fact that, fearing that guests might become trapped within the mansion, Fistandia had hid the command word to the portal to get out on the spines of 7 books within the mansion. So far, at least one of the adventurers, Assyria, has found a book with a single gilded letter on its spine. They also encountered the homunculi of both Fistandia and another wizard named Freot, and learned also about the books that they weren't to touch. They cheerfully provided them with some food and a wonderful meal, after which one of the chairs tried to eat them, most notably tried to eat Mizya. But our adventurers prevailed against that deadly chair. Vorn, who was very severely wounded, was given a delightful, tasty treat that healed him up a bit. And that is where we are now, oh brave adventurers. Dinner nearly did you in. But it's the middle of the afternoon, and there's still much more of the mansion to discover. So, adventurers, what would you like to do?
I think we should go upstairs, and then once we've explored the upstairs, take a nap.
I think that's a wise idea. I think that's what we're leaning towards before the initial look over at what remains of the chair, before all that happened.
Mizya stands up out of their chair and kind of like just pats the completely unwounded, unaffected robes. Looks at their hands. Yes. It's been quite a day. And just that sounds quite lovely. Shall we carry on?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vorn, feeling reinvigorated from the tasty treat he had, is a little more less credulous about the area and is a little more on guard about the rooms and the people and whatever he comes across in this mansion now. He tried to give it the benefit of the doubt, but his instincts have been heightened now, so he's on guard.
Does anybody remember where there were stairs? Somebody mentioned stairs, but I don't remember where they were. Doc!
I remember.
Steel trap, that one. Where were they?
There was one set of stairs in the library. It led down, and then there was another set of stairs going up.
Where was the one going up?
Just over there.
Oh.
I do believe they were by the door where we came in. Yes, in that entryway.
Right. Well, I'm not in the mood for any dark, dank basement. You guys want to go upstairs first?
Yeah, I think that's probably best.
I have a question.
What is it, Doc?
How do you know the basement is dark and dank if you haven't been there? It seems like you wouldn't know that unless you go there.
I suppose you're right.
But most basements are designed to be a little bit more darker on the colder side.
Are they? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
By nature, Doc, that they're under the ground, they tend to be darker.
That's where a lot of, or at least out in the where I used to live, that's where we would store like our meats and stuff like that to basically keep everything on the cooler side and well preserved.
Oh. And it works the same way in a magnificent mansion that's surrounded by a strange glowing purple void?
I mean, it could.
Okay.
I nudge the character close to me, and I go, he's kind of got a point. It's weird around here. I hate to admit it, but he's got a point.
Well, if most basements have rats in them, I don't want to see what weird rats there are in this one.
Yeah.
I'd rather go upstairs first. We'll go downstairs eventually, but I think one more adventure and then a nap.
Yeah. I'm in favor of this. Plus, upstairs is usually, at least, and again, this is a magical mansion, usually where the bedrooms are. So, I don't know what I said. I don't know what that was. This magical place is interesting.
I'd like a bed.
Yeah, nobles have bathing rooms. I've heard of those before. The big old steam rooms where they all sit in saunas or hot steam with rocks. And yeah, I've heard of these bathing rooms that you speak of.
Assyria, you noticed that while you were all in this dining room, that the east wall has this sort of was basically all windows looking into this arboretum where you could see several plants. You could see through the glass of the arboretum into this purple void beyond the magical mansion. You notice that Soren is sort of, one ear will go up and he'll do that thing where he kind of will stand up and lunge towards the glass, just a half step, with like a playful tapping of his paws, and then he'll and just looking like he's looking around, and then he'll sit back down and he'll and you notice also, Assyria, that he seems to be perking up as there's these two globes of light that are just sort of floating above the plants, and he seems to perk up every once in a while. One of the globes will kind of go like something's maneuvering it just a little bit, making it push down, and then just sort of.
And is the golden kind of orb, is it consistent or is it like fading in and out? Or
the light of the globe is pretty consistent. It has a very cool sort of almost like what you would expect sunlight to look like when it's not filtered through a purple miasma.
All right, boy. I wish I could talk to you. I would want know what you're trying to say. And she'll just kind of watch him a little bit. Well, do we want to... And you said there's the window. Does it look like there's a little garden outside, or what?
Oh yeah, you can
exactly?
totally see that there is
Okay.
flowering shrubs and small trees, paved paths. It's the room that's right next to you. Actually,
Okay.
you saw
I
the
see.
door to the arboretum at the end of the hall before you went into the kitchen.
Alright. Well...
What, are we going upstairs or what?
Alright. We'll check
What?
it later. Nothing. Let's go upstairs.
Assyria or what?
Soren seems to be very interested in the lights that are outside, and she'll point at the garden kind of area. But I don't know if he wants to chase the balls or if there's something else that's maybe garnering his interest.
Well, we could run outside real quick. Couldn't we?
We could. I guess I'm a little bit on the edge since we've tried to a book has attacked us and a chair has attacked us. I'm a little bit on the weary side, I guess.
Well, Ace, I mean, remember that.
Ace?
I'm sorry,
That's-
Syria.
That's hot as hell. Keep calling her that.
You know, I'm really, I'm really bad with names.
It's okay.
But, I'm saying that I think our issues in the past were that we split up. I think if we all go at it together, we will be better.
Okay.
Like I look around the group, like looking for that general social agreement that people look for when they say something and they're in a new group.
Yeah.
Like,
I nod, and I go over and I, like, rub Soren kind of rough on the top of the head, and I'm just like, and then now we can get him, have it out of his system, and then we can go upstairs, eh?
Yeah. This could be his polite way to ask, hey, can I please use the restroom? Since
He maybe
it's
has
gonna
to go
be ours.
pee.
Yeah, he probably has to go to the bathroom. Alright, is that alright? If we just take a quick walkabout and then we make our way upstairs?
When did the arboretum become a pet patio?
just now,
When
Just
they Wolf
this
came to
moment.
the party.
Yeah.
when you introduce plants and a dog, man.
Oi.
Alright. And she'll walk over to, is there a door or out in the hallway?
There's a door back out in the hallway.
Yeah. So
Yeah, there is a
Sarah-
door on the south part of this room that that goes back out into the hallway.
Wait a minute. Before we let the dog out to get, encased in the
He's
wolf.
He's a wolf. Please
Sorry.
don't call him a dog.
Sorry. I mean, aren't all dogs wolf?
No, boy.
Anyways.
A wolf is a noble
and At this
beast.
point, you probably see Soren's hair is sticking up on the back of his neck, and he's looking a bit very irritated.
Okay, let's
Nope.
sorry. I'm sorry, Soren, Assyria. Let me just open the door first, and I kind of unsheath my axe in one hand. Like, let's just check to make sure that there aren't any vine or those giant, carnivorous plants that may be out there.
Right.
Okay. I just don't want your wolf to get hurt. And I kind of walk up to that door first and I say, Soren, it's okay. Like, because I imagine he's in front of the door, like waiting to get out first. And I kind of do that thing that people do when they want their dogs to kind of just chill for a second and kind of
He ignores
Open the
you
door.
and probably walks back towards the area. Like, it's okay. It's okay.
I open the door to the arboretum and I step out first. What do I see?
So the first thing you notice when you enter this area is the purple light is much brighter in here. This space is about 25 feet from north to south and about 20 feet at its widest part from east to west. There's rows of flowering plants, small trees. The air is heavy with the scent of just plants in general. You can smell the soil, that underlying sweet decay of dying leaves that are feeding and giving nutrients to the plants. But there's also a heavy sort of perfumed scent to the air from several of the flowering, colorful blossoms that are on these. You can see much better in here that these two globes of light appear to be hovering magically over the plants.
My eyes begin to itch a little bit from all of the various pollen and mold and all the things that plants kick up in here. So I drop down my goggles, specifically to stop my eyes from itching. And I want to roll a just like an investigation check to see if it's generally safe.
Okay, sure.
Jeez, natural power 3.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Oh,
God.
no.
Ricky, you've had some bad luck, man.
I'm really trying here. I'm really trying.
You're due for a good night.
You're looking around, and you can see the plants. You can see the floating globes. You don't know any of these plants. You don't know if they're safe, if they're dangerous.
And right away, I feel like my allergies start to kick up, and I go. I need someone else.
As you sneeze, you hear from somewhere within the arboretum. You hear.
Oh, no. Soren, pee, and then we gotta leave the arboretum. Asaria, get Soren to do his business. We gotta go.
Alright. She'll kind of quickly pick up Soren and kind of move him over there. Alright, come on, buddy. Let's go.
So you're bringing Soren, sort of walking him into the arboretum.
Yep.
Go ahead. At advantage,
Okay.
have Soren make me a perception check.
Okay.
While she's doing that, as we hear this giggling, I think Mizya, you see it just kind of pass their hands kind of down their robe, and there's just like a faint glow. I'm going to go ahead and just cast Mage Armor.
24.
Mizya does not trust this place.
Soren immediately runs into the room.
No!
Around one of the things of bushes, and stops at the base of a small tree with colorful blossoms in the tree, and there's just these orange blossoms everywhere, and Soren is immediately sort of, he's not barking, but he's just sort of like there's something in the tree that he wants.
Oh, God.
She'll come
I
quickly after Soren.
Vorn, did you stay in the arboretum?
I'm at the footstep of the arboretum. Oh gosh, and I'm looking at I'm trying to look for a cloth or something because my nose is running, and it's one of those things where you're trying to like.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. It's so bad.
Oh God. Does
I would
anyone
like
have a napkin or a rag I can use?
Oh, my God.
I would like Vorn, Asaria, and Soren to all make wisdom saving throws.
Oh.
Oh, no. There's spores. There's
Yep.
spores.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, Vorn's having a bad night. He's...
Need some Benadryl, bro.
What's Benadryl?
I need a rag, and I kind of like. I hate to do this to my one of my gauntlets, but I'm like.
Okay. Soren got an 18, and Asaria got a 14.
Power 5.
If only you had a doctor.
Oh. Oh.
Soren and Assyria you just really smell this strong, sort of citrusy, perfumey, scent. Vorn,
Yeah, I feel like I have.
you actually, as you're sort of wipe your nose on your glove, you just almost instantly your sinuses just clear up. And you take a big, and you just have the most calm and pleasant.
no.
You watch as Soren's shoulder, or Vorn's shoulders just sort of droop a little bit, and this kind of dopey smile just drifts over his lips. For the time being, Vorn, you cannot take any actions or bonus actions, and you just begin to wander through the Arboretum. If you choose to move, I would like you to roll me a d6.
I move very slowly and languidly, like kind of like just touching the leaves and even pressing one, like, oh, like,
It's so soft.
Seeing this
amazing.
immediate reaction, Asaria is gonna quickly pull a bit of cloth around her nose, and quickly wrap one around Soren's, and start trying to get Soren to go back to the door. She's gonna move over to Vorn and kind of try to move him towards the door as well.
and I kind of do one of those things that like a toddler does when they just kind of like go limp, and very
God.
resistant.
Oh. Come on. That's insulting.
Doc, where are you during all of this?
Doc would be outside the door until summoned.
Okay.
Can I do it? Can I know Vorn is high as heck?
You can make me a nature check if you want.
That's a 12.
Not high. Vorn is
There's-
enjoying himself in the garden.
You whether or not you expected it from Vorn, Vorn really likes plants. Like they put him at ease. Like you get the sense that Vorn is in his happy place.
In fact, I am actively trying to take some leaves and stuff it into a pouch on the
No,
side.
no.
I'm suspicious, and I just kind of put my hand back on Doc's like chest. I like tap him, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on with Vaughn, but be ready. He looks like I just have a suspicion that something's off. Never seen an orc that likes plants that much before.
You'll actually hear Serial. I think there's some kind of gas or spores in the air.
Doc,
Don't breathe it.
Not an orc. I'm also
half
human.
orc, half
As-
orc. Sorry.
Thank you. And
Let
I kind of.
us talking more focus on walking towards the door, Vaughn.
Has
I can't
anyone-
carry you.
Anyone notice how beautiful that
Oh,
purple light is?
God.
I mean, my
Okay, I whack Doc now, and I'm like, Doc, I think you need to go in and get him. Asaria's doing it best, but he's a big guy.
who would have thought there's so many different shades of purple out there?
Hold your breath in there. Hold your breath in there, Doc.
My what?
Hold on.
Hold your
Don't breathe.
Have
Oh.
I? Do you breathe?
What is that?
I put my hand right up to Doc's mouth, and I want to see, is he breathing? Does he breathe? He doesn't breathe. That's so freaking weird. I'm like, never mind. You can just run in there and get him. I'm sure the concern is abated.
Okay. And
Oh.
Doc will go in there and he will attempt to make a grapple check on Vorn to see if he can
Thank
pull
you.
him out.
Mizya, what are you doing during this?
Mizya is at the doorway, probably right behind Doc, just completely nonplussed, just annoyed that we have gone somewhere that is not looking for more books.
As Doc is attempting to help Asaria and getting Vaughn to the door, Asaria's gonna do a quick kind of look around to see, because she heard that giggle, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes, she's gonna look around to see if she can find the source of the giggle.
Go ahead and make an investigation check. As you hear more from in the plants, you hear this. Vorn, as Doc is coming up, I would like you to first roll me a d6.
Yeah, Siri still has Vorn on. She's waiting until Doc gets here, but she's kind of glancing around, seeing.
Or 4.
Oh,
God bless America.
Vorn's just sort of hanging loose, but every once in a while just sort of lightly lifting his arm and pointing at a random flower. Or at one point, Vorn, you reach up and you just sort of lightly put your hand on one of these floating globes of light, and it just sort of goes bloom and bobs away a few inches.
Oh, Vorn is absolutely loving the experience right now. Can't get enough of it.
15 for investigation.
Okay. Doc, Vorn is not in a state that he can resist a grapple, so you do not have to attempt any kind of check. You can simply just take hold of him.
Okay. I will take hold of him and I will move him out to the hallway as requested.
Doc, do you put me like as a football, or do you carry me on your shoulder?
No, more likely probably carry you like a baby.
Like a berry,
Aw.
maybe?
Like he did with Mizya when rescuing Mizya from the mimic.
As Doc like puts his big arms around me, I feel mildly comforted in a
Oh, God.
strange fatherly way.
Oh, God.
Doc, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Does it matter that I don't breathe?
It does not.
Oh,
Dang it! Oh no! It's in your brain.
10.
Oh, no. Oh,
That's
no.
average. That's average. That's a C.
I know.
You guys watch as Doc picks up Vorn, and Vorn just sort of settles into Doc's arms and just sort of reaches up and lightly touches Doc's face. And Doc, you feel very peaceful.
Oh no. Oh.
There's something just pleasant about this place. Like, you could
Vorn?
stay here.
Vorn, do you know what I like?
What do you like? I look at Doc like deep in his eyes, like looking deep, trying to find. But the
Just
way
get-
but the way a newborn baby looks at his father for the first time for like protection and for
God.
safety.
So Doc will reflexively pull Vorn into his chest, and he'll look deep into Vorn's eyes, and he'll say, "Vorn, I like plants."
Me too. What's your favorite part about
Oh,
them?
my
I like the
God.
colors.
I like the smell.
Siri's gonna
I like how
brace
they make you feel.
The smell. I take a deep inhale more.
You know, when you look at a flower and it makes you warm behind your eyes, and then it makes you smile. That's what I like about plants.
Hey.
And I feel like the way a 5-year-old feels when his father takes him to like the butterfly Meyer like event in Grand Rapids, like just brand new. This is beautiful. So-
Doc is going to
Slipping
start. Doc is going to start rocking Vorn.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my god. I see this and
yeah.
I'm shaking my head. And
Yeah.
I think they're both high. And
Teera, stay where you
Asteria.
are.
Yeah.
Asteria,
Oh no. Yes.
you see in one of the little trees that's nearest to where Vorn and Doc are, there's these orange blossoms, and for a moment you see this little bit of a shimmer, as if something was there, just caught out of the corner of your eye. You see the branch sort of as if something were weighing it down, and suddenly that weight goes and it raises up. The blossoms shift and another branch kind of goes down just a little bit, and you hear
Okay, we got to go. Sarah is going to Teera, I've got an idea.
What?
I'm gonna need your help, but stay where you are. I don't want you to come in here and talk
Okay.
about the flowers. So she's gonna quickly take out in her bag. She's got a bit of rope. She's going to basically tie the rope around Doc's waist and then run it over to the door. So basically, we're gonna basically tug of war Doc and Vorn back into the mansion. Soren, she is gonna yell to basically, as this is happening, to run back into the mansion at this point.
Okay.
Oh.
Mizya, make me an insight check real quick.
Oh God.
And Vorn and Doc, roll me D6.
It's an 8.
Okay.
Ooh, power natural 1.
Oh my God!
Ricky, get a new set of dice.
It's
Going D&D Beyond.
To curse those. Yeah, no, don't use those dice. Use the live dice you have. Oh my gosh. You are having. What was
You're
it?
getting all the bad ones out,
You're
bro.
getting the Will Wheaton
Right?
curse here. Don't do it.
I'm going to start drawing flowers on this little notepad that I've been keeping all my dark secrets in.
Oh,
I just want
God.
to draw flowers now, and so draw how they smell, the way a kid draws flowers, with a big piece of red wax or chalk, whatever I have in my saddle.
Oh, God.
Doc, what'd you get for D6?
6.
Power 6, nice.
Doc, go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw again.
Oh, God.
I'm going to use a domain tome to roll with advantage.
Yes. Smart.
Yes.
Smart, Gary. Thank you for those domain tomes, viewers. We could always use more.
Thank you.
19.
There we go.
Smart. Good for you.
It's not sudden. It's very subtle. The passing of this feeling of bliss, and you still retain those feelings of bliss and the happiness of the flowers, but you're suddenly very aware that you are gently rocking Vorn, staring lovingly into his eyes, and that somebody has tied a rope around your waist, and they're just starting to pull on it.
So Doc is going to look down at Vorn, whom he's rocking, and then he's going to look further down his waist and look at the rope. He's like, this seems right. And then he's going to look down at the rope. This doesn't.
I like to imagine Asaria and Teera are like putting their full body weight into
Let's
this,
try.
and Doc is unbudged.
Doc is sort of going to turn. He's going to turn around, which is going to tighten the rope going the other way. And he's going to say, excuse me, I have questions.
Come over to the door.
Come over here.
Which door? There's 2.
Come
One
to the
where
door
we're
we're at. The one
Oh.
over here. Like-
Okay. And Doc will walk toward the door.
Remind me never to mess with Doc.
No.
He's very strong.
All right.
Whew.
Do they? Are they able to get in? Well, basically,
You're- You're all able to get into the hallway again.
immediately shut the
Jordan,
door.
I need you first to roll me a d6.
Okay.
Or excuse me, a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
But not for you, for Soren. Because you
Oh,
were busy
it's-
pulling
I
on the
was-
rope.
I told him to go to the door, but can I use the domain dice, please? Because I rolled a 1. I would like to use a domain token.
You can.
Except the one. Except the one.
I don't want to.
No, don't accept it. Your fate is in your own hands, Jordan.
Is it 3 for a reroll?
That's
3
better.
for a reroll.
Oh yeah, I'm so used to doing it the other way. Gary did it for advantage, which was 1. So
Right.
But that's before you
Yeah.
roll, so.
there you
okay.
go.
Reroll.
So with that, that is going to be a 17. Thank God.
Okay.
So
Ooh.
Soren is reluctantly
Come on.
he's heeding your command, but he keeps looking up at that tree, and he does come out into the hallway, and you're able to close the door.
I have a technical question. If we're dropping domain tomes like we're making it rain with money, do we like spread the pages like this? Like how does that work?
Yes, yes. It's like a flip book.
Rifling the pages,
Yes.
Okay.
just like you'd grab a paperback here and just.
Right.
Yeah.
Would Mizya have been able to see any of this going on in the tree/bush, whatever, from the doorway?
You can make an investigation check.
There's something in that tree, though, before we all got...
A 9.
Most of us got the
Well,
Ricky, you've infected my dice too, man.
Yeah, let's go.
May I make a check to determine if Doc knows what an imp is or what it does?
Why would you be asking about imps? I wonder.
Damn.
I would say you can make a nature check.
Sure. Doc got a 23.
I would say that you know two things as you're observing the behavior here and remembering what made you think of imps. You know that imps are tiny little demons, little devils, that can be bound to service, they can be summoned, but they're pesky little buggers that'll, the first chance they get, they'll turn on whoever summoned them if they can. They are mischievous and dangerous. With that high of a roll, you also recall what Cumin and Coriander told you when you first met them.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
To
The imp.
watch out for the fairy dragons in the Arboretum.
Yep.
They're pretty harmless, but they're kind of a nuisance.
Mm.
Dang it.
I think it was a fairy dragon.
Oh,
At that point, do we all remember what Cumin and Coriander said? Probably.
I mean, at this point, yeah, if you all kind of hearing that, it's like, oh yeah, that was mentioned before the dinner, and then you kind of got sidetracked with all the food, and
So, are we out of the Arboretum?
Yes.
yep, you're all back in the
Everybody's
hallway.
out. We're fine.
You're starting to feel a little more yourself.
Is Doc still holding me?
100%.
I look around and I immediately look at Teera. And what is Teera looking at me like right now? What is her expression?
I am looking at Doc and Vorn like I'm a little like wondering if they're both okay, but at the same time being like, this is nice. I'm glad Vorn found somebody. And Doc is being very protective right now.
Doc is going to look down at Vorn, and he's going to whisper, I only have one piece of advice. Always practice safe plants.
Oh my God.
I look at like the journal that I pulled out. I look at Doc and I notice that the big piece of chalk I have, like kindergarten chalk, and I go, practice safe plants.
Plants. Mm-hmm.
All right. Hey. I kind of like. You mind if you can like let me down?
I could.
All right. So how do I phrase this?
Put
Could you?
me.
I'm sorry. Wait. Put me down, please, Doc.
Oh, sure. And he gently allows him to go down to the ground, and he sort of pats him on the shoulder.
Oh.
Hey. Thanks for coming in there to to get me. Man,
Oh, yes, of course. There's no place I would have rather been.
those plants, they sure did look pretty, didn't they?
Yeah, they were really nice.
They smell nice too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, bro. I kind of one of those, we're good kind of thing. The guys try to do the kind of preserve their self-esteem and image amongst a group.
Why are you tapping me? Should I tap? Should I tap you too?
Yes,
Um,
you should.
ye-
He's gonna reach out and he's gonna
Lightly.
he's gonna paw Vorn's face. Am I doing it right? Is this what it is?
I kind of like move out the side. I kind of pretend like we're doing like high fives. Like, yeah, we're good, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay.
I kind of take 2 paces back and adjust my straps on my armor, and I'm like, hey, Assyria?
Yes, Assyria.
Assyria.
Yes.
Your dog's okay, right?
Ugh, she just kind of walks out.
I mean, Wolf! I'm so sorry, Wolf! Wolf dogs.
I think at this point, even
Soren.
You
Soren's
all hear this.
Soren.
You all hear this haughty. If you're done lollygagging, perhaps we could go look for the books.
Lollygagging. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
I know someone who needs to stop and smell the roses, and I kind of
Oh.
sheath my axe back onto my back as I walk with the rest of the group.
All right. Well,
Amazing. We're heading upstairs.
Yeah.
you've got the stairs, which are right next to the study in which Doc and Mizya discovered the secret passage to downstairs. But you're all gonna head up the stairs. You said
Yes. Up.
up.
Are you sure you don't want to go downstairs?
Yeah.
Oh,
Very sure.
Are we like sure? Because everything in this mansion so far has been an opposite, if you know what I'm saying.
Doc, why do you want to go downstairs so bad? Seems like you want to go downstairs. You got a good reason.
no.
Okay. Well, I
It
got
just-
a really... Yeah.
It just seems like we should go downstairs.
I
Because
said
it was
this-
behind a door that was secret.
I stand next to Doc, so I'm like, I'm with Doc here. Intuition kind of trumps our rationality right now.
Mizya, you are very old and have experience. Where do you think we should go?
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you talking to me?
Yes.
Yes. Doctor, I yield to your intelligence.
And it's very condescending.
Wow. That was brutal. Well,
I vote upstairs, personally, but
Mitch just starts walking into the study.
I think we should go upstairs, fellas. You know, that's just me.
Doc will start walking to the study too.
Is the study where the downstairs is? Oh, God.
come on.
Oh.
I follow Doc and Mizya.
Oh,
I look at
Hey.
Assyria and I just kind of shrug and I'm like, well, I think we're outvoted, love. And I just start following all the other three.
And I say to
Us.
Teera, like, hey, as long as we stick together, right?
mm-hmm.
And I say something about brethren or something in Orcish. But I kind of grumble it like I'm almost being sarcastic.
So everybody's
yeah.
going downstairs instead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Assyria
changed our mind.
and Teera don't look particularly happy about
No.
this.
Not happy at all. The first sign of trouble.
Yep.
Of
Tira's
course,
gonna have so many words.
of course, that's what you
I-
guys do.
Why
I've
don't we-
thrown single digits all night, so it's gonna be great.
What's
Tira,
that, Assyria?
I was gonna say, you know, you and Vaughn will do a bit of betting. How much we want to bet something is going to go wrong in the basement?
That's a great
And we
idea.
should have said, yes, we should have gone upstairs first.
Vaughn, over or under, how many seconds before we see a rat?
Whew.
I give it 2 minutes.
2
Maybe.
minutes.
I say, we'll put the over under at 1:30.
I like
I
it.
say under.
I say over.
What do you need me for? I kind of keep
Oh,
walking.
don't worry
forward.
about it. Don't worry about it, Vaughn. It's all good.
And I still have that feeling like you just woke up from a nap at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Or you don't know what planet you're on? Yes.
Yeah.
I
That
know
3
that.
o'clock to 3:15 nap you take.
I know that feel.
Yeah.
All right. I am going to hit you.
Also, thank you for the raid.
Thanks for the raid, Goblin Katie.
Yay! Thanks for the raid. Welcome, nerds.
No, I was vamping because I realized somehow, I'm glad you all chose downstairs, because I realized somehow I had omitted putting the second level into our map screen.
Oh my god, it's destiny.
Right? I mean, I have it on standby, but I'm like, wait, where's the button for this? All right, so you all head down the stairs, which is, let me see.
It seems like it. Oh my god.
It was
I can't...
dark when Doc and I saw it the first
Yeah.
time, right?
Yeah, you were looking downstairs quite a ways. It went down about 15, 20 feet, and you could see, just make out a door at the bottom of the stairway.
So I'm gonna, as I get to the top of the stairwell, I'm going to cast dancing lights, and I'll have it's up to 4, but enough that they're 20 feet apart. Basically, it's just going to create some like magical wood sconces on the wall heading down. As far as it'll go, either to the door or if it. So I think it would cover 80 feet.
Perfect. All right, so yeah, you now can see as they're lighting the way down the stairs. Who's going down first?
Doc.
I think Teera and
I'll
Astera
go
are-
behind.
Yeah, we're in the
I'll-
rear, I think.
Yeah. I'll help guard the rear with Asteria. Doc is first.
I'll be
Born.
second behind Doc.
I was gonna say, let Mizya be the
Put
Oreo
you in the middle.
cream here. Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
Soren
Oh.
will be in front of us area.
You can be the middle of the badass sandwich, Dwight.
All right.
Well, easy there.
I mean,
I'm
you
not
do
quite
name the sandwich
badass.
after what you put in the middle, so.
Oh.
That is a fact. Wow,
That's so Mizya of you.
never thought of that before until today.
So we've got Doc followed by. I know Mizya's in the middle.
Vorn,
Doc,
then
Vorn.
Mizya,
Mizya.
Soren, Asteria, Teera.
Mhm.
Okay, Doc, as you're heading down the stairs,
I would like to make an investigation check.
you may do so. What are you looking for?
I am looking for anything that might hurt us, traps, tripwires,
Sure.
secret doors, anything like that.
Doc, be sure to
Absolutely.
look for rats. Let us know the second you see one, yeah?
No.
And I.
Yeah.
He's gaining intelligence.
10.
Sentient.
I
Okay.
think he's going through his rebellion phase.
So you travel 15 feet down the stairs, carefully looking in the light of Mizya's dancing lights. You see no tripwires. You see no loose stairs. Lightly pressing along the walls, tracing them with your fingertips. No stones stick out until you get to the bottom. And there in front of you, immediately at the bottom, is a doorway. And you see that there is a hallway, a passageway that leads to the south about 20 feet. There is a door on one of the walls about 15 feet or so to the south.
I see a hallway and a door.
Well, keep going.
Oh. Okay.
Is the hallway big enough for us to go double file or not?
It's 5 feet wide.
So no.
Nope.
Keep going, Doc.
So here's basically what that looks like.
Awesome.
Okay.
You all are actually. Let me move the. You are here. You've sort of come down the stairs there. So you've got this door right up here in this area, and there's the hallway down here with a door right here.
Okay. Let's go to that one where the arrow just was.
Down at the bottom to the south?
Yep.
Okay. So you're heading down that way. Yeah, these are 5 foot wide hallways, so it's more or less going to be single file through here. So Doc, you get to this door first.
Doc is going to pull out his magnifying glass, and he's going to examine the door in great detail before opening it.
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check on the door.
18.
This looks like a pretty typical door. Nothing out of the ordinary here. No special mechanisms, wires, or anything to indicate traps, and it doesn't appear to be locked.
It looks like a door. I'm going to open it. And he opens the door.
Oh my god.
You open the door, and you are met with the strong odor of astringent chemicals. Long wooden tables stretch across this room, laden with vials, beakers, and flasks, all holding various liquids and powders. Books are stacked on the table between glassware and chemicals. There's yellowed paper charts and blackboards full of complex formulas written all over the walls. This looks like some kind of a laboratory. On the table in the middle of the room, you see 4 clay figures. They range from just a very barely humanoid shape to a small winged body that it looks like human and coriander, but completely unmoving.
Doc will, when all of the vials and the beakers, he's going to grab the door with wide eyes, and then he's going to go and take a look inside and see what he can see.
So the rest of you watch as Doc walks in.
I see him go in. I'm like, Doc, wait, Doc, what do you see? What's in there?
Wonderful things.
I give a very concerned look to Asteria.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, Mizya, Vaughn, keep going. I want to see.
Yeah, as soon as Mizya heard Doc say that, they followed right behind. Just the hint of something interesting piques Mizya's ears.
Yeah, I'm just kind of let them run and. I'm going to unsheath my axe again and walk into the room and kind of stand in the corner looking about as Doc and Mizya run around looking at things.
Cari
I pull
over
my
here.
sword.
Cari over here
I'm
actually
nervous.
has a sword.
I have props, and I go into the room. I am concerned. And as soon as I get in, Teera's shoulders like slump and is just like, just when I thought it couldn't get any nuttier.
Yeah, you basically just walked into a high school chem lab.
Oh my god. Vaughn, you want to go back upstairs to the gym? This is stupid.
And I pretend like, yeah, but I am like secretly very interested in all this stuff that's slightly above my pay grade.
Do we see any rats?
Go ahead and anybody that's looking around in this room for rats or reagents or whatever it may be, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Yes. Fudge.
16.
13.
8.
12.
And Mizya, I would like an Arcana check from you as well. I would say from Doc as well.
Uh-oh.
Doc and
16
Mizya.
Also.
We're about to find a rat, all right.
13.
Okay. So Doc and Mizya, you sort of put 2 and 2 together from these 4 clay shapes in various forms that these figures are a primary component and necessity in creating a homunculi. In order for a wizard to create a homunculus, this is one of the things that needs to be done. This humanoid figure created from clay. These appear to be that part of the ritual, minus the other aspects that would bring life to these. But most likely how cumin and coriander came into being. Go ahead.
So I think Mizya kind of just perks up and is just bouncing back and forth from one spot to the next. Just kind of, fascinated by what they see. And it starts like talking out loud and just like, relating what they're finding, what they're seeing. So that by the time Mizya's been around and looked at all this, it's pretty clear to everybody else what Mizya understands about this. And you're probably a little bit off put possibly by how excited Mizya is, but this is clearly something that Mizya's read a lot about and understands, and it's more excitement about the knowledge of the thing and seeing it outside of a book for the first time, and probably even says something to that effect.
So in addition to discovering that, there's a couple other things that Doc and Mizya discover. So first off, I would like Doc and Mizya, each of you, to roll me a d8.
3.
Doc, one of the items that you find as you're looking along all of these beakers and things, there's quite a few things here that these are all valuable reagents that could be used, either used or sold. In particular, you discover a vial of a viscous yellow syrup that it is marked highly volatile on it, and you know that this is 2 things about it. One, it's called Nollup with a G, and 2, it is derived from null urine. Mizya, you find a small container of finely ground dust. It is incredibly inert. You also know that this is it's inert, but it is used to stabilize volatile mixtures. It is specifically made from the finger bones of ghouls in this called ghoul bone powder. Between the other minor reagents and these 2 items, you have about 50 gold pieces worth of reagents that you could keep these and try to sell them. You could leave them, or you could keep them for yourselves. I'll put the description of either each. No, that's not a word. Each. Good lord, I can speak English. Eich.
It's German for
Yes.
each.
So, Doc, there's the Nollup information.
Doc is going to stash the Nollup in his satchel, but not before saying, "Oh, potent, potable."
I see Doc like start to grab stuff, and I'm like, "Oi, Doc, is this stuff like, is it worth money or something? Is it expensive?"
As she says that, Doc, there's 2 other things that you noticed with your investigation. There are 2 vials containing a viscous red liquid that has a small mote of shimmering silver in the middle of it. Those are potions of healing. 2 of them.
This is useful.
What does it do?
They're potions of healing.
Oh.
Oi.
I've never used one before, but I would assume based on the name it would heal.
I think so.
I think so.
Can I have one, Doc?
Sure. And he'll
Thank you.
hand it. Would anyone else like one?
I guess I can take the other if that's all right.
Okay.
So, whoever took those can add potion of healing, just a standard healing potion,
Okay.
of the 2d4 plus 2 varieties. Mizya, there is one other item that you find. It almost doesn't stand out because there's just so much clutter here. And then you realize the difference of this one book that's kind of propped up against a large Erlenmeyer flask. It's empty. But this is a very large black leather tome with a golden letter B on its spine.
I think that you'll as you're watching Mish just walking around, just kind of touching, flipping stuff over, looking at it, kind of again just narrating as they're finding things. This is new, and I haven't seen this one before. And this is pretty good. And kind of like hands pass over this tome, but then quickly go back to it, flip it open, and just these arthritic fingers just kind of glide over the letter. Yes. This. And I just kind of grab it and turn it and hold it up to everybody else. So
What is it?
It has a giant letter B on it, right?
this
Yes.
is called a book.
Is
Mizzy is cruising for a bruising.
Ugh,
Teera stands
yeah.
up a little straighter and is like, I knew that.
Yes.
What kind
well,
of book? It's got you all excited. I know you've seen your fair share of books in your many, 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 many years of life.
and I kind of I put my I kind of touch Teera. I'm like, easy. It's Mizya. It's easy.
Yes, it's not so much the contents of the book as what is written on the outside. And I just gesture to the B on the spine. If you'll recall, we need to find several of these to find the word that will get us out of this forsaken place.
Doc is gonna point at Teera and he's gonna say, "Oh, you were calling Mizya old."
Mm.
I don't know what you're talking about, Doc. What letter was on the first book then?
It's R.
It was R, so we have an R and a B.
Wow. Let's hope this isn't a long word. I say to myself.
I think we already
It's
know it's seven letters, yeah?
Yeah, it's
Seven
seven
letters, yes.
So 5 more to go.
Well, let's scour the rest of this basement. The sooner we could get out of this chemistry abomination, I'd be happier.
Well, with your investigations, you've pretty much exhausted everything there is in this room. There are no other doors. You appear to have found everything of value within here.
Okay, let's go to the next door.
So then you would head back out into the hallway,
Dink dink.
back to the
Ding, ding,
north,
ding, ding,
to the
ding, ding.
stairs at to the stairs that were the door that was at the bottom of the stairs. Same marching order.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, absolutely.
All right, Doc, you arrive at the door.
I will investigate it. 19.
Yeah, it's been longer than a minute.
It's another door.
Yeah. I fork over like 5
Egg.
gold.
What
do we bet?
give me one. It was just one. I
I
literally
bet
only
you.
have
I
one.
flick 1 gold to Asaria,
Thank
and I
you.
just shake my head.
Doc watches this gold fly by and and then he'll
Don't worry
open the
about
door.
Ping.
You open another door. You see a hallway. It's about 15 feet long with another door at the far end, but there is a door in the middle of the south wall.
Doc will look at everyone and he'll advance forward and he'll see the door on his right hand side and he's going to say, all the doors have been safe so far. I'm just going to open it as he opens it.
Another door opens. That was the one to the south.
Mm-hmm.
You see in here, this room is 15 feet wide and 20 feet deep. This room is dark, stone-walled, and very sparse. In the middle of the room, a 5-foot diameter circle of intricate runes covers the floor. There's an empty wooden bookstand opposite the door and bronze braziers at the other 3 cardinal points of the circle. So one of those is directly in front of you, about 5 feet. One is 5 feet to the left, and one is 5 feet to the right of the this circle of runes on the floor. Whatever material was in the braziers has long ago burned to cinders. But this room still smells strongly of charcoal and sulfur. Sitting next to the bookstand is a warty-looking toad.
Well, this doesn't look important. Doc's going to shut the door.
Doc, no, wait.
I'm right behind
What?
Doc, correct?
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were next up in the order.
Yeah. What was in there, Doc?
Oh, nothing.
Now, Doc, you're normally very, very literal. There was
Very
nothing
literal.
in that room. Nothing at all.
Well, not exactly.
Doc, you
Hey.
are doing what we call a lie.
Lying.
Doc, what did you see in there?
There was a weird-looking toad, and there was a circle, and there were some braziers on the ground, and there was a weird-looking circle, and there was a toad,
Okay. Okay.
and
Alright.
Seeing
there
a
were
theme,
some
alright.
braziers.
Okay.
Vaughn, open the door.
Last time I opened the door, I got really high.
Nothing happened to Doc. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, if worst case scenario is that you get high, I think that's a pretty good day.
Wow. Jeez. Yeah, let me I slide down my goggles, never to back down from a challenge of courage, and I use my axe to open the door.
You push the door open, you see the room exactly as described, and there, on the far side of the circle, sitting next to this empty book cart, you see this big old warty toad. Looks like, probably about this big, just throat swelling up largely. And that's where we're going to take a break.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh my
Awesome. I want to go
God.
talk to this toad and I want to answer his riddle.
All right. Thank you, everybody who has tuned in so far. We hope you're enjoying things. We're going to take a 10-minute break, and then we will come back to see what else is going on in this magnificent mansion. So stick around. We will be back in just a few moments. Vorn, you've just pushed open the door with your axe, and you see the giant warty toad across the room.
I look back to the group and I go, does anybody speak Toad?
No, why would anybody speak Toad?
Oh, Doc.
Yeah.
Why do you
Doc.
have your hand raised?
Oh, I just wanted to say I don't speak Toad either.
Thank you for enlightening us, Doc. I don't know if anybody speaks to animals unless anybody's a druid. Oi! Asaria, are you a druid? You live in the woods.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily make me a druid. I'm more of a ranger.
Oh. I guess.
I haven't learned yet how to do. There are spells like talking to creatures, but I haven't learned them yet.
Is there anything else in the room besides the toad?
Just the rune-covered circle in the middle of the floor with the braziers at 3 points, one in front of you and one to either side of the circle. And then the empty wooden book stand that the frog, or toad rather, squats next to.
I kind of gesture to Mizya, and I say to them, "Hey, there's a rune on the ground. Maybe you could take a look."
Yeah. Is it anything that I would recognize?
From where you're at right now, no. You'd have to get into the room closer to be able to look at the circle.
I walk into the room. Yes.
Okay.
So
you walk into the room and get closer, and you see this 5-foot diameter circle has these intricate runes all around it. Go ahead and make me a Arcana check. Excuse me.
A 7.
A 7?
+4.
Yeah, there's some kind of magic here, but it's nothing you've particularly had experience with.
Are the braziers lit?
Nope. They are full of long since burned ashes of who knows what.
I look over. I think that frog is. I'm sorry, toad. Is trying to say something to us.
Well, how are we supposed to? I kind of laugh at Voren, and I'm like, yeah, okay, who cares if he is? And I look over at the toad. I'm like, oh, you talking to us then? And that really.
That's a yes.
That really clears it up, Vorn. That's good. Well, I can't see anything in here. Do we have any thing that'll burn? We can put in the braziers.
I have an idea.
What's your idea, Doc?
Doc is gonna walk up to the toad, and he's gonna pull a little jeweler's loop out of his pocket. It's attached to his wrist by a long chain, and he's gonna spin it around really quickly and until it goes. He's gonna do that for a minute, and then he's gonna put his hand on the toad and cast Identify as a ritual to determine what, if any, spells are affecting it.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
Okay. So you just stand there watching as Doc just as you reach out and place your hand upon the toad.
This is not good.
Jake does this sometimes, though. It's like dramatic effect.
Right.
And he's like, the toad. It's a toad.
As you do this, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no, he licked the toad.
I'm gonna use a domain tome.
Oh my god.
For advantage?
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Viewers, we need more domain tones. Give us sub
I
today.
haven't failed yet.
Through.
No, I'm not saying you have. I'm just saying
If you would
5.
if you would like to donate to the Doc and Vorn
I rolled.
of hugging, please subscribe today.
I rolled a 16, which means my wisdom save is a 15.
Hey, oh.
Oh,
If you would like to help us suck marginally less, donate a sub today.
So you got
A certain Sarah
his
McLachlan
heart
song is
will
playing in the
go
background.
on.
you got a 15, you said?
I did, yeah.
Gonna die.
So you are not frightened when you reach out to the toad and it suddenly goes and it turns into this little tiny bipedal looking demon with little clawed feet and talons, clawed hands, a hunchback, sharp pointy ears, these little horns that come up and a little tail that curls around. It leaps up to try to scare you, and you're completely unfazed by this. I need you all to roll for initiative.
Oh, God.
And
No.
let me see. Do I have an image of these? I do not.
God bless America.
Natural
Ricky.
20.
Same.
Oh, that's.
right,
I was gonna
so-
say Ricky better get a good one. I got a nat 1, so all of you guys.
All right, Doc. What did you get?
22.
Asaria.
Like the-
24.
Mizya.
11.
Teera.
Nat 1, which translates to a 3.
Vorn.
Nat 20.
What's your dex
Plus-
Make it
bonus?
20.
What do you add, bro?
My dex.
Yep.
What's this?
Your initiative is
That'd
your
be
dex
21.
bonus. Okay.
Sorry
Okay.
about that.
Also, Hawkmere, your subscriptions don't just go to Cari.
Hold on, I rolled the wrong one.
Oh, I just noticed that Norris by nature subscribed.
Yeah.
Thank you,
thank
thank you,
you for
Nathan.
that.
Thank you. Only your subs can prevent a TV
And thank you again for the mic, my friend.
All right.
That's my buddy.
Mizya, what's your dex bonus?
3.
3. All right, roll me a d20 real quick. Just straight d20.
16.
Okay. So, Asaria, you and Soren are going to go first, followed by Doc, followed by Vorn,
Okay.
Mizya, this creature, and Teera is going to go last.
I love the defeat
right.
in your very voice.
Asaria is gonna move in just a little bit because she's not liking that we're all stacked up in this little doorway. So she's gonna actually move into the room and then move directly to the right. And she is going to notch an arrow and let it fly. Alright, okay, that's not bad, I'll take that. So with the longbow, that is going to be an 18 to hit.
An 18 will hit.
Yay! Awesome. Okay. D8 plus 4. Okay, that's gonna be 10 points of damage as she's just kind of aiming right for its head, so trying to get it right between the eyes, essentially. So that is going to be what she does. Soren, she's going to not have him attack. He's going to also move into the room and move a little bit further to the right, so that he's kind of being stopped at one point. The right side of the room would basically be blocked from that angle. Just trying to basically build it up so that way when any of her comrades come in, they'll be basically flanking and hopefully get some advantage on that.
Okay.
But that'll be it for her.
All right, so Soren's not attacking, just keeping
No.
distance and hoping to set up a flank.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Well, Doc, you're next, and you're right in front of this thing. The arrow that Asaria fired struck this thing and ripped right through its side and sort of clatters against the stone on the other side. And you can see it reaching down and just trying to hold itself together.
Okay. Doc is going to Doc is going to attempt to grapple it.
Okay.
Hmm.
8.
You cannot get your hands on it. This thing is so tiny. It just is dodging out of your way. I got a 15 against your 8.
Okay.
As you just, it's almost like you're moving. You're so much bigger than this thing. It's like you're moving in slow motion, and it just moves out of the way. Thanks to RQ Stefan.
Yay!
1,500 bits. That's
Thank
going to get you all
you.
3 more domain tomes.
Yay! Okay, I'm comfortable with our balance now. Thank
No,
you.
Thank
Oh.
you.
All right.
Okay, good. We got a healthy buffer.
Speaking of buffer, yes, I do realize it looks like the stream's buffering quite a bit. Just hang in there. We'll have the VOD up by this weekend. All right. Is that all you got, Doc? Trying to grab it and you just kind of miss? Vorn, you are up next.
So Doc tried to grab it and he missed. The rune in the middle of the room, is that doing anything?
The circle surrounded by runes is not doing anything.
Correct. This is tough because it's so small. Can I hold my turn just to see?
You can basically hold an action, waiting for a
Yeah.
specific, like, what are you waiting for?
I'm waiting to see if this impish creature activates that rune in the middle of the room.
Okay.
See what the correlation is between the two. And I step out of that circle. I'm not sure where I'm at in proximity to it.
It's easy enough to avoid it. It's a 5-foot diameter circle.
Yeah, I just
so
stand out of it.
Yeah, it's easy enough to avoid it.
Are there any arcane symbols in on the rune itself?
That's the runes that make up the circle. Is
Okay.
so far Mizya hasn't been able to identify it. Speaking of Mizya, it's your turn.
Can you tell Ricky plays Call of Cthulhu?
Yes.
He's super cautious around the runes.
A rune circle. He's like, nope. Nope.
I didn't even
So-
realize it subconsciously.
Right.
Wow. Yeah.
So Mizya's again been concentrating on these runes that they haven't been able to identify, but looks up and sees that all of a sudden we're in the middle of a fight. He raises their hand and I'm going to cast Call the Dead again. So it needs to make a Wisdom saving throw, DC 12.
It fails.
Ominous
And it has
music
taken
does not help.
damage, correct?
It has.
Yep.
Takes 8 points of necrotic damage.
Mizya, how would you like to end this?
Yes!
Whoa.
Wow!
Mizya just looks up, kind of just do all the around here. Raises their hand. It's shaking again, and you just hear this. And in this small room, I think it just kind of like it gets into the you get that like pressure in your ears as this bell sounds. And you said it was kind of had its hand down and it was kind of holding itself together.
Yep.
I think that like gets into that that wound and just kind of rips it open, and it's like can spill out onto the floor and it collapses. So
Yes!
Yeah, and
I would just like
Visceral.
to point out that for RP's sake, Mizya is built for spells that will assist their study. And Mizya has killed 3 monsters so far.
I just want everybody to note the scoreboard.
Compared to the
Mizya
fighters
is
in
a-
the group.
He's a killing machine. They're a killing machine.
Gimli versus Legolas in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
That still only counts as one.
Mizya, go ahead and make me a nature check with advantage.
Ooh.
Ooh.
With advantage, that's a 10. So
Oh.
Oh!
Well, what you get from that is whatever this creature was, it appears to be seemed to be some kind of demonic entity, and it was most likely summoned via this circle.
Doc
But it is dead now.
Doc would like to attempt to put its outsides back insides.
Oh, God.
Don't! Doc! Do I see
No.
Doc preparing for some magical BS?
I don't know. How are you attempting to do this, Doc?
He's
God.
gonna grab the stuff that's on the outside and he's gonna like
Oh.
shove it back inside and he's
Doc,
gonna
Doc,
like
Doc,
wrap
stop.
it up a little bit.
It's sticky and messy, and
Doc,
it's like
what are you doing?
it's like trying to put water back into a burst water balloon.
Oh,
He does not seem deterred by your description.
Doc, what are you doing? Stop. Doc, stop.
So he gets a 9 medicine check to put the outsides back inside.
Oh,
Yeah, you fumble with this for a few moments. You even try to like wrap something around it, and you think you got it. And as soon as you release your grip on it, it just sort of tears and just completely disintegrates.
oh.
It's actually becoming less corporeal in its death.
Ugh.
There's a strong odor of brimstone.
I look at Doc like, why?
Couldn't hear you, Doc. That's weird. It's like a silence charm or something
Yeah.
in here.
Why what?
Would you? Why any of this? Why would you try to? I'm baffled, and I look over at Teera and Assyria and Mizya, and I'm just.
And why'd you try to reassemble the mimic upstairs? Why are you trying to save this little hellish beast?
I don't think it's our right to snuff out the life of any creature, even if it's trying to kill you. Maybe it has a good reason.
Oh, you saying there's something wrong with us, Doc?
I'm not saying there's something right.
Teera is
Easy, Teera.
Teera is no. Tira's not angry. She's hurt. She's
Yeah.
crushed. And Teera just kind of like squints at him, sort of, and then just like shakes her head and kind of like walks away and pretends like she's investigating the runes.
Yeah, Assyria actually has only been half listening to the conversation. She's still very
There's nothing right.
hesitant, but she's gonna check out the runes and see if maybe she understands them or she can get an idea of what these runes, were trying to do. All that kind of. And at that point, you kind of see she's kind of like rubbing like her upper kind of chest area too when that's kind of happening. Just kind of taking a look.
Miss, you said there was a book cart where this goes. Miss is going to go to the books.
There's no books. It's empty.
Oh, it's an empty cart? Okay.
Yep, it's an empty wooden book stand. There's no other doors in this room.
Can I do an arcana or some kind of check on the runes again?
Yeah, absolutely. I forgot you're a spellcaster also.
Yeah, I just don't have any spells yet.
I'm a spellcaster with no spells.
Level 3.
Hey. It's coming soon.
It's coming soon. That's gonna be a 16.
You've heard of this kind of magic. You don't fully understand how to work the ritual, but something about the combination of the braziers, probably components that are burned within them, and the circle itself are used for summoning creatures. Most likely, you can determine that this is used for summoning creatures from the lower planes.
Okay.
Such as imps or quasits.
Got it.
Teera sniffles over, and she's kind of had her back to you guys this whole time. It's like, I still can't see anything. Should we light one of the braziers or a few of them so we can all see?
Well, Mizya's got the dancing lights around in here
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Got a bit of a
We can just
Here,
assume
this
that
is
I'm
not
keeping it lit with those. Yep.
This is just about occupying everybody else's thoughts.
Yep.
Sarah kind of absentmindedly like taps Teera on the shoulder, like it's okay.
Well,
Teera like swats her head away and
Ow.
walks away.
Daka, would you care to lead us to? Was there another door in the hallway?
Oh, yes.
Would you care to lead us?
I have no opinion one way or the other. Would you like me to?
I think that would be fantastic, Doctor.
Okay. And he'll go and he'll open the other door that's closed in the hallway.
You open this room and find that you are at the the top northwestern corner of a 15-foot by 25-foot chamber. This room is... Where'd it go?
A mimic.
This whole room, yep, it's a mimic.
Whole room.
Everyone dies. End of campaign.
This room smells...
Tarask.
This room smells of alcohol and brine.
Yes.
Yes.
Rubbing alcohol, not drinking alcohol.
Aw,
jeez.
dang
Oh.
it.
Lame.
Glass
Thanks,
vest-
Dad.
Glass vessels, large and small, stand in rows on the floor and tables, ranging from 1 foot to 6 feet tall. Inside each vessel is the body of a creature floating in clear liquid.
Oh,
One
boy.
4-foot tall container is missing its lid and has no occupant.
Oh, God.
Oh boy.
To see what's in the
I
jars,
start-
you'd have to get closer.
Are we,
Doc will get closer.
No.
are we sure we're not playing Call of Cthulhu right now?
I feel like
Right.
really, I mean, there's all those
Just
wonderful
watched
spaces
Aliens this weekend, so
upstairs. Why don't we go upstairs?
No.
Wouldn't-
Teera wants to stand like at the northernmost wall, like in the middle, and
Okay.
is just kind of like watching everything and just like watching
Sure.
for movement inside these jars and like
Sure.
movement that's not her friends.
Vorn is in complete awe. He's never seen anything like this to this extent of anything at all. Like bodies like immersed in jars that are floating. Never.
Mizya just swooshes right into this room and is right on inspecting these jars and looking to see what's in here.
Anybody that is taking a closer look at the jars, please roll me investigation. So I know that's at least Doc and Mizya, and it sounds like
18.
Vorn.
20.
Hour 1. My goodness.
Oh my God, Ricky.
I have not rolled anything over a single
Ricky.
digit.
I am
we-
sending you dice in
Yeah.
the mail.
We have a
DM
strong
me your address.
difference of opinion on what a power roll is represented by.
Yeah.
Like,
Ricky,
seriously.
In
I
Call
have
of Cthulhu,
concerns.
a 1 is an extreme.
Right.
It's like the
Right.
best success you can have.
Oh, is
I
it? Oh,
have
okay.
a very strong concern. You have the Will Wheaton curse. I am very concerned. We need to send you some new dice stats.
I have a whole bucket of die. I don't know.
That's
what's
not the
going on.
problem.
No, that's not.
You need dice from your friends.
Yep.
So
Power
we'll
friendship.
get to Vorn in a moment.
Sure.
What's Assyria and Soren doing?
They are kind of at the door. Sorry, there's a bug. They are at the door, kind of just at this point. Assyria has her long sword out, and she's kind of standing at the ready in case, as we've seen in almost every room we've walked into, something goes wrong. So she's just kind of on the wary side, and just ready to jump into action should
Okay.
something occur.
So, starting with Doc and Mizya, as you're walking along, looking on either side of the room at these various jars, you see inside them, the largest one of them contains this sort of almost dinosaur-looking bird thing with scales on it. And you see a brass plate sort of hung with wire around the jar that says cockatrice. In another one, you see this sort of flat lump of flesh with many sort of purplish blue pseudopods dangling beneath it, a couple of eye stalks floating limp in the fluid. This one, the plate says flumph.
Oh.
The music was getting way too excited for what was happening.
I was very concerned, and it was partially because of the music.
Yep. Oh no.
It's not time for that yet.
Yes.
That one says flumph on it. There's a very large, about the size of a humanoid head, fire beetle in one of them, and it says giant fighter beetle on it. There's a creature that seems comprised mostly of 4 or 5 tentacles, with the longest of which having some kind of a beak at the end of it. This one says Grell. There's a largest looking mushroom that, as you lean in close to the jar, you swear it looks like it has a face on it. It says Myconid Sprout. In another jar, there's a very small, colorful looking, looks like a very tiny dragon with butterfly wings. This says Pseudo Dragon. There is, on the empty jar, Mizya, as you're looking at that, this 4-foot tall jar, you see slightly askew, the brass tag says Mimic. But this jar is empty. Vorn, Ricky, I would like you to roll me any die and tell me if it's even or odd. You choose what die you roll.
All right, do I have a D100 here? Joking.
Should. Let's roll the dice.
Wow, are you serious? That's gonna be odd.
Okay. So you are sort of, as Doc and Mizya are seemingly very knowledgeably looking in at these creatures, taking in what's in there. You're sort of looking more in awe, just wandering. You've never seen anything like this. And then you see this jar that has a tiny looking, it almost looks like a by normal standards, like a very large tadpole. And you get closer to this jar, and you start leaning in close, and there's almost cinematically we see this thing floating, and Vorn's goggles are very large, sort of distorted through the liquid in the glass. And as you lean in close, this tadpole suddenly slams up against the side of the glass right in front of your face, and it starts whatever it is, it's alive, and it's rather futilely slamming against the jar as if it's trying to get out.
Vorn immediately goes on guard and a fighting stance, and whips out his axe, and he's breathing heavily, just startled, and he realizes that the thing is not able to break the jar. Correct?
It doesn't look like it has the strength to break the jar.
Okay.
I see Vorn jump back, and in Orcish I say, "What is it, brother?"
This thing in here is obviously itching for a fight. And I look around the rest of the room. Are the rest of the creatures in the jars, what's their behavior like?
You look around, and I would say that you're the only one that noticed this.
Okay.
Nobody seems to be paying any mind. Everybody else is just sort of looking around.
Okay. So I'm gonna mention the wizard that was here. Do you all think that wizard had something to do with all of these creatures and the summoning circle, the runes, the books, these things in these jars? And I'm getting a little angry as I'm gripping my axe a little harder and tighter. Just kind of trying to come down from that adrenaline dump.
Who are you
When
talking
you say the
to?
wizard, do you mean everybody? Do you mean like the sage, the guy that was here before, or do you mean Vestandia?
The sage, the guy that was here
Sage?
before. What was his name again?
Atreus.
Atreus.
Atreus. I don't think so. I think this is Vestandia's stuff. Even the frickin' spice rack upstairs, they were saying that the mimic probably escaped from Vestandia's collection.
Mm-hmm.
And I point over at the empty jar, and I'm like, "There's one missing occupant."
Teera,
And
Is it?
Yeah.
make me a perception check.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Okay. I don't really want to, but I will. It's a 14.
As you point over to the empty jar with the mimic in it, or that had the mimic in it, you notice where Vorn is standing, there's this jar that he was looking at, and right below it, or next to it on the shelf, is another jar, probably about the size of one of those very large pickle jars you'd see.
Yeah. Big boy.
And you notice the lid is off that jar, and there's liquid dripping down the side.
Oh, God.
And that's when you notice the sort of grayish hand just sort of bloop, 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 up on Vorn's shoulder.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay. Very, very, like, I'm just like, and in Orcish, I'm just like, brother, don't make any sudden moves. There's something on your shoulder, I think out of one of the jars. Just be still. And I start to, like, go towards him with my sword. I'm like, be very, very still. And I'm getting ready to, like, I want to try to, like, shish kebab this thing.
Vorn,
off
what
his
are you
shoulder.
doing when she says this?
I'm like, easy. You don't have a dagger?
No,
and-
I don't. No, I don't. If I did, I would use it. But
And
I
it's one of
don't.
those, and I'm standing like the way you stand when you have a hornet or a bee that's flying around like your head, and someone tells you like don't move, and there's a bee like right by your head. I'm like,
And I'm just kind of like, Vaughn, trust me, I'm a surgeon. And
And then you see on his other shoulder, you see another hand go shh.
oh my god.
god.
And at this point, I'm like, Mizya, I could use a hand. I mean,
wait a minute.
Assyria, make me a perception check.
Yeah.
And make one for Soren as well.
Okay. For Saria, that is, hang on, 24. Soren, it is a 20.
Nice.
You know the thing that animals do, especially cats and dogs in particular, when
Yeah.
there's like a bug up on the ceiling?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, weird.
Yeah.
Weird. You should mention
Oh
that.
wow.
So you look up,
Okay.
and you see two more severed hands going skittering across the ceiling,
Oh.
and they drop down towards Mizya and Doc, and we're gonna roll initiative again.
Ah!
No.
We've got company.
Oh, God, why do I always blow initiative?
If you kill me with hands again, this is the last time I will ever play D&D.
Weren't you playing a drow the last time these hands happened? And it's the same
so
number
many
too, I
hands.
think.
4.
Catching
And
Jake's
you,
hands.
and you were a level 1.
Jake has a thing with hands. Join us for our Call of
Yeah,
Cthulhu.
this is
campaign.
okay. hey! This was written into the module. Don't call me out on my hand fetish, apparently.
It's fine.
Uh-huh.
All right, Doc, what'd you get?
10.
10. Assyria,
21.
Mizya,
11.
are you rolling higher than a D12 for initiative?
Wow. That was
I'm
brutal.
just calling you out.
Wow. Catch these hands, why don't you?
I'm trying to let somebody else kill things.
Teera.
There it is.
I got an 11 as well. I added 2 to it.
All right. We'll do this. Vorn.
17.
All right, and then let me. All right. So it's going to be Assyria,
Oh.
Vorn, Mizya, Teera, Doc, and my hands.
These hands.
These
The
hands.
energy.
These
All right,
hands.
Catch
Assyria.
these hands.
So 2 hands
I'm gonna try to-
are one on each shoulder of Vorn, and 2 have just dropped down onto the shoulders of Mizya and Doc.
All right. Asaria is gonna move over towards Mizya and be like, hold still. At this point, she's got her longsword out. She was at the ready in case something was going to happen. And she's gonna try and very carefully try and kind of get the hands, to use a term that was just thrown out earlier, shish kebab, the hands off of the shoulder of Mizya. So she is going to do that. Oh no. I don't want to hurt Mizya. I rolled a 1.
Yes.
All right.
I'm gonna honor the 1.
Okay.
Honor the one.
Honor the one.
Honor the one. It's a
We
power
have 2
one.
hashtags here. Hashtags Mondays are fun again, and hashtag honor the one.
So, Mizya, you are suddenly just realize
I'm
that
so sorry.
somebody has put their hand on your shoulder. And you just kind of instinctively glance and you see this sort of grayish hand gripping your shoulder, and then Asaria shoots you in that same shoulder.
Oh, God.
Roll damage, Asaria.
So sorry.
Well, let's roll damage and see how bad it... Let's see if
Okay.
Mizya's still standing.
Miss.
Alright.
Miss. You're gonna kill Mizya. Mizya was such a great character, dude.
She's
That is
talking
only-
like you're already gone.
3 damage. It's not too bad.
We're
Not
gonna
bad
pay.
at all.
We're gonna have
It's
to pay
not-
for
it's
new
not as bad as
character
what
art.
It could have been. It could have been 10. It would have been real bad. I'm so sorry. It's just the sword. You just see it's like bump.
Oh, you didn't shoot an arrow, you stabbed?
Yeah, because she
Okay.
had her sword out.
Yeah, so, yeah,
Yeah.
Asaria stabs you in the shoulder.
Yeah. It was,
Somehow that's worse.
yeah.
It's more personal.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
See the look in her eyes.
Sarah, just to look up here. I'm so sorry. This was not what I had planned. Soren is just kind of going to be more focused towards Doc and the hand that dropped on Doc, but he's not seeing especially what happened. He's not going to be jumping and making any moves on Doc right now. That's it for me. I've done enough.
Any reaction to being stabbed, Misha?
Oh god.
I think it's probably like Mizya is like kind of looking over this way at whatever they felt drop on their back or whatever, and all of a sudden just feels this white hot pain in their right shoulder, and it's just like and looks at Asaria with just this look of
I'm so
What?
sorry.
is sorry going to fix the hole in my shoulder.
I'll fix it in a moment.
Vorn, you have 2 of these, one on each shoulder.
Yeah. So Vorn has his axe in his hand. He drops his axe, and he remembers one of the, symbols that his tribe did when they kind of did one of these, and so he drops his axe, and then he takes both of his hands in an unarmed attack, and grabs the thumbs of each of the hands on his shoulders to attempt to try to break the thumbs or twist them like a water socket.
Okay.
The way you would take a thumb and kind of twist it.
Go
against
ahead
the
and
way
make
it's
an
supposed to
unarmed
twist it.
attack against each of the hands.
Can I use some domain die to boost my chances here?
It's 1 domain die for advantage on each roll.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
I would like to do that.
Yeah,
All right.
sure.
So you're gonna roll both attacks with advantage?
So that's 2 domain die. 2 domain tomes.
I will try one with my dominant hand first.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, with the lesser hand, with dominant hand, and see how that goes, and
Okay.
then I'll let the other one just fly how it goes. All right. So here is the first one, and then here is the second hand. Oh wow, 19 on both of them. I did well. Hit both of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And-
go ahead and roll the damage. Actually, what's the damage on your...
It's gonna be 1d8 plus 3.
Dang. Okay.
I don't think it's a
On
D8 on your unarmed strikes, is it?
That's what it says here on the
He's
sheet.
a fighter. It might be.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe. Let me double check.
it says 1d8 plus 3.
Well, snap.
I'll probably throw a power 2, so don't worry about it.
Right.
You're not
No,
gonna
you're
know.
right. Because you took the unarmed fighting style. I keep forgetting
Yeah.
that. So
Alright,
yeah,
you ready?
roll 1d8 plus 3 for each.
And the other one, that's 5 on the first hand. And the 5 on the second hand.
It's
Nice,
8 for
dude.
So you reach up and you snap these thumbs, and as you bring your hands down, both severed hands fall to the ground, broken with the thumbs dislocated, and they just sort of twitch for a moment, and then they stop moving.
Oh, yes!
Oh.
Suck it!
I look over at Mizya, who, like, right now has a sword piercing their shoulder. Is that correct?
You correct? Oh
Am I seeing
no!
that right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and that's, I'm kind of looking there, and then I'm surveying the room to see if there's any more hands.
You see Mizya has a hand on their shoulder, and Doc has a hand on his shoulder, and Mizya, it's your turn.
I think that there's this like brief moment, because this is the first, like, all of this is Mizya's first encounter with anything outside of study in decades. So, and this moment right here is the first time they've been wounded, and it's the first like legitimate danger they've felt since Doc yanked them out so fast against the mimic. So there's this like almost like dog chasing the tail, where Mizya is like stabbed, now is trying to find this thing on their shoulder, and kind of spins around a little bit, maybe back and forth a couple of times, and finally stops, and then just takes a moment to collect themselves and reaches back, and like I glance over on my shoulder at this hand, and I'll just kind of point at it, and I'll you Toll the Dead again, since it's the only thing I can do. So wisdom, DC 12 wisdom saving throw.
Amazing.
That is an 8. Fail.
Oh, what?
That does
Mizya is
6
undefeated,
points,
dude.
6 points of damage.
As this sort of
Very nice.
this toll, this bell that you periodically hear from Mizya resounds out, two things happen. One, you all remember when Mizya first did this upstairs at dinner, after dinner against the mimic, when it shattered all of the wine glasses. And there's a whole lot of glass in this room.
Oh God!
As that chime happens, and this hand just starts on your shoulder, just starts going, and then it just slowly slides down your arm into the floor, unmoving. There's a sort of continuation of that as you realize all of these jars in this room are going,
Oh no!
We gotta go.
and they stop.
We
Oh, they stop. Oh,
Let's fight.
Mizya looks at Asaria.
Hand the health potion over to Misha.
That's funny.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
Doc, you have a claw on your shoulder.
I think it's my turn. I didn't get to go, and I think I go
Oh
after
wait,
Mizya.
yes, sorry, you are correct.
Thanks, Jake. Well, that's my turn. I didn't get to go.
I like
Well,
to go.
Yeah, never take a turn
Yo.
away from the barbarian.
The only one left with a hand on his shoulder is Doc, right?
Yep.
I'm like, we're all pretty close quarters here. I'm like, Doc, hold still. And I want to just try to hit it with my sword. Just whack it.
I love it. Hold
Strike
still, swings a great sword at Doc at his
It'll
shoulder.
be fine. It'll be, well,
Oh,
it
miss.
might not be.
Oh no! Come on!
What did you roll?
Yowzer.
It's a 7.
Okay, it's not an honor the one, so
Not a crit fail, no. No. It's
there
a 7.
is a as this great sword whooshes past your ear, Doc, completely missing the claw, and fortunately completely missing you. I imagine as it does so, there's just this one little just sing, and a single hair just goes
like a whisker.
As Teera just took a swing and nearly took your head off.
Okay, and it's Teera, seeing how close she came, is just gonna cut her losses and not hit, and just be kind of like, sorry.
I shout over at Teera, like, it's hands! Like, use your hands!
Doc, it's your turn.
My hands.
Teera,
Yeah,
you missed.
I did. I'm sorry. You should crush that hand on your shoulder now.
Doc is going to attempt to grapple the hand.
All right.
And put it back together, I'm sure.
Ugh.
17.
There you go.
There is this moment where briefly Doc looks to be performing some kind of a secret handshake, trying to arm wrestle this severed hand on his shoulder. At one point it looks like they're thumb wrestling. And when this struggle is over, the claw is still gripping your shoulder and has avoided you grappling it. It got a dirty 20.
What?
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh,
Okay.
boy.
Oh. Jeez.
So the only remaining claw in the room is going to attack Doc. Does a 19 hit you? It is going to, since it says claw's choice, it forms into a fist and just sort of levers itself on the broken bones sticking out from the wrist and punches you in the jaw for 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Dang.
Assyria, it is your turn.
Yes. She's gonna slowly back away from Mizya. Well,
Fair.
sorry. And try and move over towards Doc, because he is still wrestling with that one hand, correct?
Yeah, you just sort of turn just in time to see it just kind of clobber him in the jaw.
Okay. Alright, she's gonna sheath the longsword and quickly pull out her longbow and see if she can hit the hand. She's like, oh god, oh god, oh god. This is happening.
Okay.
Oh no.
Please. Please. Okay. That's actually pretty good. Okay, so with my bonus to hit, okay, that is a 21. So better.
That is a hit.
Oh,
Nice. Get it, Assyria.
Yeah!
I'm not even gonna have you roll damage. How do you end this claw?
Hey!
Yes.
Love it. So the arrow, I imagine the hand just finished punching Doc, and the hand's kind of like still in air, maybe floating down from where it punched. The arrow's just gonna go and kind of pin the hand to either to the ground or to the back wall.
Oh, sick.
Yep.
Yes.
And there's a moment where the claw is just sort of and then it just kind of and you are out of combat.
Yeah.
Mizya turns to Assyria. Well, second time's the charm, I see. Well done.
That's one. And then she'll wait for Mizya to turn around, and then she'll make another elven hand gesture instead.
Not sure that's exclusively elven. We're about to have some
No.
cross-cultural education here. I go over to Doc. I go over to Doc, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I no pun intended, cut it so close there. I didn't know what else to do. I kind of panicked.
That's okay. I was uninjured.
Yeah, oh no. Well,
You
sorry.
You didn't do it on purpose.
No.
right?
No.
Then
course I
everything's
did.
okay.
Oh.
And I just kind of like, Teera kind of like, seems like she's like tamping something down. She's like, yeah, everything's okay.
Doc is
And, like-
going to he's going to reach into his inside pocket, and he's going to pull out what looks to be a small glass microscope slide, and he's going to look at it for a second, and he's going to touch it, and a small pink flower is going to be imbued onto the inside of this microscopic slide, and he's going to hand it over to Teera. And he's going to say, this flower won't bloom forever, but I promise it'll bloom until you need it.
Oh, my heart. I can't.
Doc, thank you very,
Ah.
Doc. That's very sweet. Thank you, Doc. I appreciate it. And Teera walks away before she makes a fool of herself. Thank you, Doc. Thanks, Doc.
You're welcome.
We should go check the other rooms.
You will know that you have now completely explored the lower level.
I look over at Teera and I'm like, allergies, right?
Yeah, it must be the pollen
The
from
pollen.
the. Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, and Doc's got away with flowers. And I look over at the flowers in his pocket there. I'm like, trust me, I know.
I just shake my head. I'm like, I think we should go back upstairs. I'm really feeling like a good nap. Or maybe, that'd be great.
I do a hearty, full 5 palm strong. You're boom on the back of Teera's brawny, wide back.
Yep. Thank you. And I whap him like back on the chest. Like, let's go.
So, you all make your way back through the hallways, back to the stairs, and find yourself back in the study. You exit the study, go back around the corner again to the stairs that lead upwards. As you walk up the stairs, you find
A rat. And I
that-
lean to it.
as you climb the stairs, there is a landing with a door immediately to your right. To the left of the stairs, it's sort of like you come up to the landing, and then to the left, a hall continues with another door. But just to the left at that landing is a suit of... Hold on.
Bless you in advance.
It's gonna... Oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose it.
That's the
I just
worst.
lost the sneeze. You blessed it into oblivion.
I apologize.
Oh.
That's the worst.
Bless.
Okay. Immediately to the left of this landing, you see a suit of armor holding a long sword point down. It's standing upon a wooden stand, and there's a large window looking out into this purple miasma outside the mansion. You see this armor, and instantly you can tell this is decorative. There's no way anybody could wear this armor. It's too thin. It just doesn't look right. Though the helmet and the sword look like they might be actual genuine items. You also notice as you're coming up the stairs, and you sort of see this as you're walking up just up above where that statue is, you can see one of those rectangles in the ceiling with a small chain hanging down. There is access to an attic directly above you.
Oh.
So you basically have a choice of the door immediately to your right at the top of the stairs, the attic up above you, or the door to your left on that landing hallway.
Teera doesn't care. She's kind of locked onto that sword.
You know, if the basement has no rats, then the attic has to have bats.
Is that the rules, Vaughn?
That's my experience.
I'm not sure that logic follows. Could you explain it?
It rhymes, okay? Like bats, rats.
That's how you know it's true.
Yep.
That's how you know it's true when it rhymes.
Oh, so it's a poem.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
Yeah. And I look over at Doc with a little bit of endearment. Like, yeah, kind of like that.
Oh my god.
Okay. I heard a poem once.
Okay, let's hear it.
I don't remember how it goes. It was something about a bucket and a place called Nantucket.
Nope. I think I know what you're talking.
No.
Yep, it's a great
Wait,
poem, Doc.
I'm looking
It
around like,
is.
what's Nantucket?
I
No.
don't know. I don't remember.
Doc, it's a
Yes,
great
I think
poem.
Asteria and both Teera are like, no.
It's a great poem. I'll remind you sometime when we're just hanging out.
Yeah.
You keep doing this. What does this mean?
This means just end it. Like,
Stop it.
just stop. Not like living, but like the conversation generally. Just means
Let's-
stop the conversation.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
Good to know.
Hey Doc, you gotta tell me that poem later, okay?
Okay.
Can I make... Oh, I hope I didn't hurt his feelings.
Aw.
Jake, can I make some kind of check to see if I know if this sword is like a good sword?
You don't need to. You can see it.
Oh.
It's
Is it a
good steel.
sword?
It's a long sword. It's nothing fancy, but it's a serviceable long sword.
Okay, I don't need to take it then. I don't care what door we go into. Mizya, you got some pretty good instincts on things. Where should we go?
That way, and I'll point to the left.
All right.
Okay, off to the left.
All right. Same order that you've been following all along.
Sure.
All right, Doc, you head over to the door.
Yeah, I will investigate it.
Okay.
16.
Nice.
All right. The door, normal door, no locks, no traps.
Okay. Doc will open it.
You open the door. Looking into this room, you see that most of this room is taken up by a long wooden table, or rather long wooden tables that are covered with glass vessels and books. Cabinets with glass doors line the walls, and they contain all manner of specimens. Just below the ceiling, in the middle of the room, colorful globes circle each other in an intricate dance. The far wall is almost completely covered by a map of the night sky with a golden sunburst in the center above a closed door. And we see these reflected in the glass cabinets, these colorful orbs that are spinning around this bright yellow center. There are where did it go? Yeah, there's these. You see the lights reflected in the windows, and as they're sort of dancing around, we see them reflected in everybody's eyes as you're all looking into this room, and you see what appears to be some sort of magical orrery rotating around by the ceiling of this room. And Doc, you see, with the different colored lights reflecting upon it, below the orrery on one of the tables is a black bound book with gilded letter T on its spine. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh, nice.
Well,
Woo!
that was fun.
That was, oh my god.
That
That
was
could have
amazing.
gone belly up so many different times.
Yep.
Like, oh jeez Louise.
You have no idea how close you were a couple of times from things going much worse than they went. And in a couple of cases, more than one of you almost took out your own party members.
Oh my god.
It's fine. It's
fine.
fine. It's fine.
What would we do without our squishy wizard who has one offensive spell?
And
has
yet has
used it to
taken out more, has a bigger body count than anybody on this team.
Yep.
So
100%.
I mean, your one offensive spell is 100% more offensive spells than I got.
there you go. That's a good
So,
point.
do the 2 hands count as 2 kills or just 1?
Great question.
Mm.
That sounds like a discussion for you guys to figure out how many they count as.
Yeah.
I
That's definitely
just
me and Teera
finished.
Are going to count. Are going to do that later.
I just watched the 2 towers this weekend.
What? Crazy.
It was already dead. It was twitching because it's got my axe embedded in its nervous system. Oh
Amazing,
man,
guys.
that was a lot of fun. You got high in the garden.
Yeah, I
Oh,
almost
that's a
killed
great
the
way to
whole group
start.
there.
You caught hands, but prevailed.
You know.
Dealt with a minor, very minor, tiny little demon frog that you squashed.
Yep.
Yep, that was a thing.
Squished him.
Yup,
I
yup.
didn't even get to go in that fight. I didn't even get to frickin' go. You guys
I
took care of
forgot,
business.
and I sent you guys a picture in our Discord group of what that looked like, what the closet looked like. If you don't know,
I saw the picture.
but it's
later.
tiny.
It was
I mean, they're
gross.
tiny. The thing had like a maximum of 8 hit points, I think, or
Awesome.
12 hit points or something. He was
Yeah,
pretty
because I hit
tiny.
him for 10, but yeah.
You
Yeah,
don't
the
need to
crawling
tell us
claws.
that, Jake.
I know Dwight was having a flashback because I just got some of the new Wave 15 minis from WizKids, and one of the things, the unpainted minis, is 3 crawling claws. Plus, I have another one. I actually have 4 crawling claws, and I was showing my son Zach, and he said, "Hey, remember when you almost killed Dwight's character with these?" And he goes, "Yeah,
You
wasn't he
did
playing a
kill-
drow?"
You did kill my
yeah, I
character,
did kill
and they
that
brought me
character.
back to life as a zombie at the very end of that one.
They were
shot.
level 1. He got attacked by like
God.
4 all at
Yep.
once, and they like killed him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I think you only had like 8 hit points or something.
Yeah,
and
it was.
Yeah,
it was
you were
really bad.
you were dead.
That's brutal.
Yep.
Dead.
Yes. So, thank you everybody who tuned in tonight. Thank you for
yes,
all the wonderful
thank you.
people who donated bits or who subscribed or resubscribed, getting these players some domain tomes. We greatly
need
appreciate
you.
that. We would invite you on Wednesday to tune in to Big Bearded Nerd 21. See if I can remember how to do this. Is it exclamation point shout out or just?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's SO and then
Yep.
just your name.
Yep.
Nerd 21 for our next session, which is our penultimate session of Curse of the Mummy Lord, our Call of Cthulhu, Pope Cthulhu adventure that I'm running, and Cari and Dwight are adventures in that, along with M, Karen, and Alex, part of our
And that is
Mythos.
a modification of an original 5e module by
Yes.
one Mr. Jacob Norman.
Yes, that is
Yes.
my D&D dungeon crawl that I've converted into a Pope Cthulhu adventure. We are just 2 sessions away from wrapping that up. That's a monthly game. So we'll be playing that on Wednesday over on Big Bearded Nerd. Thursday, we will be back here with another session. Things are getting epic. They are on top of a castle that's flying in the air 1,000 feet up, and they are about to do battle with Auriel the Frost Maiden in the sky on Vi's moving castle, with their enemy they were just fighting that they made a temporary truce to deal with the Frost Maiden. So that's going to be an exciting adventure. Dwight, I think you got something going on this weekend, don't you?
I do. We do. Yeah, over on Big Bearded Nerd 21, Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern to midnight Eastern time, the International House of Minis crew, along with special guests Jake, our friend Gwen, and friend of the channel, Ron Ogden. We're going to be doing a mini painting stream to benefit the Trevor Project. Trevor Project is a
Awesome.
charity that raises funds to help prevent teen suicide in the LGBTQ community, which we think is a really awesome.
Very cool.
It's a charity that the Absolute Tabletop crowd has supported for some time, and we wanted to do something to raise some money for them. So we're going to paint some minis and hang out, and we have some giveaways. Cole Sparks is in the chat tonight. She is donating a couple of modules that she wrote to raffle off. I've got some minis. Ron Ogden is raffling off some stuff. So come hang out. It's going to be a fun time. We're just wanting to raise a little bit of money. Whatever we can is great. And it's kind of our test run for a big event we've got coming up this fall. So come hang out with us Saturday night, hang out for some prizes and support a good cause. So.
Yay!
Awesome.
Cari, you got anything going on this weekend?
Yeah, actually Friday night at 7 p.m. we've got Dice Tales. Usually we play on Saturday, but this time we're playing on Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, and yeah, it should be a really good one. I know our DM, and she's got something up her sleeve this time, so come check us out. Dice Tales Live. We are on Twitch.
It's really odd because you usually play on the exact same time that
I
doing
know
something,
we were
so
trying intentionally to avoid big bearded nerd stream, Dwight. So there you go. You're welcome. You're welcome. We don't want to steal your fans from you. It's cool.
Gary, you got anything coming up this weekend?
Yes. So not this weekend, but in 2 weeks, we're running Quest for the Cure. But between now and then, if you make a $25 donation to Jesse's Journey, you are entered in a draw to win a seat to join us. And as you know, Quest for the Cure features creator of the Forgotten Realms, Ed Greenwood. So if it's something you ever thought you might want to do to play D&D with Ed Greenwood, you have a chance to do it. And for every $25 you donate, you get an extra chance to win. So we've had 3 great guests so far. I hope you donate and win. Well, I mean, one of you anyway.
Jordan, what do you got coming up?
So this week, starting on Wednesday, well, tomorrow, Dead by Daylight, Resident Evil chapter comes to life. So we'll be playing that on Wednesday over on my channel. And we'll be doing that Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as Saturday. And then Sunday morning, I'm with Goblin Katie for Classic Brunch. And then next week, I'm doing 2 charity one-shots. I'm going to be playing some Sea of Thieves, which I've never done before. I'll be playing that with Nyx, Zerjaster, and Legal Kimchi on Friday. I forget, I think it's June 25th? It's either 4th or 25th. So I'll be doing that over on Nyx's channel as we raise money for a different organization. He chooses a different organization each month. And then I'll be over on TTRPG GIFs on Saturday of next week as RoboGoblin is put together a crew for an owlbear honey heist.
Yes.
So it's going to be amazing, and we're raising money for the Trevor Project as well. So
awesome.
Come tune in and hang out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Fantastic. Ricky, you don't stream anywhere, but what are you doing this weekend?
You know, I'm gonna probably cut the lawn, do some lawn work. To be honest with you, no,
Ricky, I'll post pics of my lawn in the chat just so you can get some inspiration. Don't worry.
And I'll probably do some. I've been brainstorming this idea of doing last shot one shots, which are just going to be one shot stories that just take place in the last battle of a story at all. Probably preparing that to launch that in the fall, coming up soon. So
keep an eye out. Ricky runs stuff on Big Bearded Nerd, and we've been talking behind the scenes about getting more stuff up and going. So we got to get him on the social medias so y'all can actually follow him. But we'll get him there eventually.
Yeah.
So cutting grass and then writing my own personal last shot one shot stories, so I can start streaming in the fall.
Right.
Very cool. All right. Well, again, thank you to everybody in the chat. And if you were lurking quietly and not participating in the chat, that's okay. We appreciate you all the same. And we're glad that you're here. And finally, I want to thank all of my amazing players. A huge thank you to Gary, Jordan, Cari, Dwight, and Ricky, without whom it would just be me talking to myself for 2.5 hours. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end the stream the same way we end every stream. And you can say it with me if you want.
Yay.
Bye.